Pre-video warning, back up your world. Back up your world again, move it to another location before doing this. If you delete a chunk and realize you deleted the wrong chunk and you did not back up your world, there is no second try, it is gone forever. Back up your worlds. On to the tutorial. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and gamers, to a quick tutorial. It's on the MCA selector to be able to update those chunks for the new 1.17 update, or any others in the future if you're watching this at a later date. Those new chunks need terrain generation, things like that. Specifically with 1.17, we need copper, we need the amethyst, and if you explored your world heavily, it's going to be hard to be able to find. So we're opening up my Lorecraft, my single player, which has recently come back to the channel. It has a lot of updates to do, so I figured that'd be the perfect opportunity to show you the end, nether, and overworld. It's a very simple process, same principles apply. We're going to start with the end where it's less worrisome. It'll take a moment to load up, but once it's loaded up, we'll be able to get a look at it. Alright, it's now loaded up. We're going to select the areas that we would like to be able to delete. I'm just going to simply delete the areas that we have explored. These extra ones that are already grayed out have no way of having been loaded so far, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to go up to selection over here and simply delete selected chunks. These are all individually, those big orange boxes have many chunks inside them. That's why it's so many. But yep, we're going to delete all those, and now it's just the end island. So as you can see, we have our little pathway that's leading up to the main end island, and then we have our bridge going out to the Enderman farm. But the rest is unexplored, all the entities have regenerated and things of that nature, which is fantastic. And here's the Nether. Now this is where things are able to be a little complicated if you're updating from an old version. I'm simply doing a full Nether wipe, so it won't be an issue for me. But if you are joining from the Nether and things of that nature that you want to keep certain aspects, down in that lower left corner, you'll be able to see block, chunk, region, things of that nature. By going into that in-game and just finding out where is that wither skeleton farm, where's your gold farm, things of that nature, you're able to make sure those things are kept, your Nether hub, all that information. I am going to happily reset my Nether because I never updated with the Nether update, so I think this is just the best way to be able to do it. So once again, just select all the different ones you need, delete selected chunks, and hit OK, and our Nether is reset. Now we're going to get to the complicated part, which is our overworld. Alright, now we're just going to go around and look at different areas. Now, for instance, this over here, I don't actually ever remember going out here and exploring this. It doesn't appear that anything was built. There's a village in here, but I honestly have no idea what this is, and for that very reason, that can probably go. This seems to be a time that we went out exploring, potentially looking for something, but I really do not know what that was for. It was so long ago, it must not have particularly mattered too much. Potentially, it was with a new update. This is something recently in a video that is upcoming soon to Lorecraft, so I'll leave this section and some of the desert we've been tearing through. Also, over here is a new village, and over here somewhere is an older village. Yes, this one here. I want to keep one of these older villages just due to the nostalgia of keeping something that old in the world. But other than that, we're most likely going to tear through some stuff. And may I say, the end portal looks fantastic, and you can even see the chunk issues. I'd be able to fix these chunk issues if I so desired. But as I mentioned when these happen, it's a mark of beauty that this world has made it through. And if you've ever had a world corrupt, you can check out another one of my popular videos, the how to recover a missing Minecraft world, and you might get some beauty blemishes like this. But we're going to simply go through, and I'm going to show you the process of me going through, selecting various different chunks and things of that nature to reset. We're mostly going to be resetting a lot of things. We're not going to touch, obviously, the Greek village that is here, our end portal, or our two small towns that are here. This is very intimidating with the old Iron Phoenix up above it, but I'm going to go through and show you what it ends up looking like when you're about to delete. Alright? Alright. Here's what this might look like for you. Now, just to say a few points of interest when it comes to actually just noticing a few details, is that when things spawn in, as you can see, the farthest edge wherever you travel does not have trees yet, actually, but the terrain is generated, which is actually very interesting, in my opinion. This is what it looks like if you've ever updated a world and you explored farther than you have into a new biome. This is what it looks like, and this is what your world will generate as if you have not updated or anything like that. But that also means those crisp lines might appear for me right here, and that's just the nature of updating, and it is a necessary evil. So we're going to have that. Oh, we are not deleting half this island. I will let you know that much right here, right now. Also, snow doesn't generate either. I figured that was just an interesting fact to be able to tell you about. And yes, so through this, we're able to get a look at what our world looks like, what things we're able to trim down and remove, which is going to be very helpful. We're keeping a lot of this area over here simply due to the amount of time I've spent over here. This island is something I would really like to keep. This area, actually, as I think about it, could be deleted. And this is something you just got to go back and forth on, make decisions, make choices about what you keep and remove. This is being kept simply due to me being a content creator and this being a location that we have traveled to recently. But if I wasn't a content creator, this would all go immediately. Here's where some things are mined out. I believe there's still a beacon in this area. That's why it's not being removed. But yes, this is what this will look like. So I'm able to go in. I've made copies and backups and things of that nature. And our main point of interest that we're going to be checking is going to be block 2560 0. We're going to travel to this. We should see into the northwest quadrant that there are new terrain generation, new things going on in that area. We're going to clean that out just so this island stays intact. Selection, delete selected chunks, click OK. This is what we're left with now. It is quite reduced, quite drastic. The reason why we kept this, by the way, is an old project that I would like to return to potentially. But yep, this is what we have now. We've reduced the size of the world drastically. We're going to go in and test it and let you see how it looks. So as you can see, the End's main island is still intact, having our janky little bridge to the main island and also having our Enderman farm, which is a big relief. And also, as you can see here in the overworld, that ocean that we were talking about in that point has regenerated out in this northwest quadrant. But as I also mentioned before, how the old and new terrain line can form, sometimes it's a little more subtle like this, but other times it'll be a little bit more noticeable, which as you can tell here by this half-sunken ship. And finally, here's our wonderful new Nether. This was taken in a place that was entirely Nether waste before, but as you can see, there's a Crimson Forest right nearby, showing that we have reset our Nether entirely. This process shows the simplicity of using this application, which, as just a quick mention if you're not aware, left-click is how you select chunks to delete, right-click is how you deselect them, and middle-click is how you move the map around. Just middle-click and drag your mouse. We'll be exploring and looking into moving chunks from one world to another world in a future video using this program. So if that interests you, please subscribe down below so you don't miss it. If you want to see what Lorecraft is all about, feel free to check out the playlist that's on screen. But if not, I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your updated world. Goodbye.
What a wonderful world.